You're watching PEGRI TV, Rhode Island's public access channel.
Welcome to another edition of Sci-Fi Journal presented by the Rhode Island Science Fiction Club. This show is for October 2013. I'm Marc Morisseau. Also hosting the show today are Calvin Watts III, Jay Kingston, and James HInsey. Yay! All right, now, last year at this time we had the place all decorated for Halloween. Remember that? That was cool.
Yeah.
This year I'm wearing my pumpkin shirt.
Well, that's scary in
To go
itself.
along with your pumpkin head.
It's on my pumpkin head. And if I'm not careful, my pumpkin belly. So I gotta be careful. Cut back on the sodas, dude. All right.
Stop eating the pumpkin.
Stop eating the pumpkins. All right. As always, we like to talk about lots of stuff. We got some wonderful things to show you this month. And we begin talking about the wonderful world of movies.
Beginning this month, we've got a great preview for you. This is a preview of a book which I just recently read, Marc just recently read.
Yep.
It's a classic. It's been out for over 25 years. It's called Ender's Game and was written by Orson Scott Card. This movie comes out November 1st of this year. It stars Asa Butterfield, Haley Steinfeld, Ben Kingsley, and Harrison Ford. A young boy nicknamed Ender is thrust into the role of commander of Earth's defense forces against his own will, and he must overcome all odds to defeat the enemy known as the Buggers. Let's take a look at this footage.
When the aliens first invaded, they nearly destroyed us. They will be back. There's greatness in you, Ender. The world needs you. You were bred for this. You see things in a way we can't. You alone can understand the enemy. You will be the one to save mankind.
Unless we act now, Earth will be annihilated.
We're out of time.
He's not ready.
You're never ready. Go when you're ready enough.
Track them from below the ice. Shoot straight. Stay calm. Here we go. Fire!
I've never seen anyone do that.
We should tell him the truth.
Why?
When it's over, what will be left of the boy?
What does it matter if there's nothing left at all?
If you don't try, then we will all be lost.
I'll do everything I can to win this war.
If you succeed, you will be remembered as a hero.
He's abandoning his entire fleet.
He's in command. There's no stopping him now.
In 3, 2, 1.
Cool stuff.
Yeah.
Very cool stuff. Now, Calvin, you had mentioned something about some controversy.
Yeah,
surrounding the
we
film.
were talking about this. There's a lot of buzz around this movie upcoming, and not all of it is good because of some of the views that the author, Orson Scott Card, has made in the past, which has absolutely nothing to do with the movie or the producers or anything like that. They have some groups out there that are actively trying to get people to boycott the film, but I think the film looks wonderful.
I don't think, well, there may be some people that will boycott, but for the most part, people realize that his political views or personal views
a movie.
are separate.
Take a chill pill, get over it, and move on with your life, people.
Yep.
We're here for what, 70, 80 years at the most? Get over it. Moving right along.
What else you got?
We've got Freebirds. This is a family film.
Oh, I love that song. Hold up the candle.
Come on.
Yeah, hold up your lighter and everything.
Oh, you know who they are?
I do.
Yes. This is an animated film starring the voice talents of Owen Wilson and Woody Harrelson. It comes out November 1st, and it involves a time travel saga where two turkeys go back in time via a time machine in the White House.
And they're not talking about us either. The real turkeys.
Stop the first Thanksgiving and save all of the turkeys from a gruesome fate. Let's take a look at that footage.
I'm not gonna dress it up. Turkeys are dumb. Really dumb.
You don't get it! They're fattening us up to eat us!
Hey, corn!
See you later, Reggie!
From the Academy Award-winning producer of Shrek.
We came to this farm for my favorite presidential tradition. Pardoning the Thanksgiving turkey.
And a director of Horton Hears a Who.
Don't worry, you're safe. I'm tired now. This is your new home!
Pizza!
Does it get any better than this?
Hello, soldier. Whatever you do, do not make a sound. Shh. You've been recruited for a top secret mission. What are you talking about? We're going back in time to the first Thanksgiving to get turkeys off the menu.
Who are you talking to?
This guy right here. He totally gets it. Look, see how he's nodding? A map.
They aren't gonna just write time machine on the... of course they are.
Patrol, we have a contaminant.
Copy that. What type, Agent?
Turkey, sir. How do we address it?
With cranberry sauce.
But seriously.
Let's go. Wait! Take us to the first Thanksgiving. Our mission is not to save 10 turkeys.
Welcome to our home.
But all of them.
Oh, she wants you to throw up some worms into her mouth.
What?
I will get those birds.
Every last one of them! Enemy approaching. You must follow me blindly.
For the flock!
What's your plan for getting in?
I'm going to use my incredibly toned pecs and buttocks to throw you over the wall. Go!
Funny, right?
Freebirds.
I'm sick of you throwing me around. You see this line? Do not come into my personal space.
Did you not see the line? Because I was pretty clear.
Okay, again, this is a family film. It looks funny, and I'm probably going to go see it.
It looks cute.
You don't normally get Thanksgiving films.
No.
So this one comes out, like I said, November 1st, and it opens the same day as Ender's Game. So I'm going to see Ender's Game first, then I'll go see Freebirds.
That's
but
right.
It looks funny. Last but not least, we've got a remake of a classic science fiction comic book film. Now, this was a film before it was ever made into a comic book.
Yes.
But it was visually a comic book put to movies. So this comes out on the 2nd of February, and it stars Joel Kinnaman and Gary Oldman and Michael Keaton, and it is called RoboCop.
Yes.
Yes, it's a reboot of the old
the first
RoboCop series. So it looks pretty decent. The CGI is really good in this. I'm probably going to give it a chance. So let's see what you think about it. Take a look at it.
Alex Murphy, an officer down!
We are on the eve of a technological revolution.
We need to give Americans a figure they can rally behind.
Give your mom a kiss.
My baby.
Too slow, boy. We're gonna put a man inside a machine.
He suffered fourth-degree burns, over 80% of his body. If he survives, he'll be paralyzed from the waist down, confined to a wheelchair.
You say you can save him, but what does that mean? What kind of life will he have?
What kind of suit is this? It's not a suit, it's you.
What the hell did you do to me?
Make him more tactical, make him look, let's go with black. When the machine fights, the system releases signals into Alex's brain, making him think he's in control. But he's not. It's the illusion of free will.
I've selected 13 targets, all wanted for murder.
This is the future of American justice.
You need to speak to your son.
Somehow, he's overriding the system's priorities.
The human element will always be present. Compassion, fear, instinct, they will always interfere with the system.
Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
And that is all I've got for popcorn previews for this month. That's all she wrote.
I'm I'd glad.
Buy that for $1.
I hope so, because he just tore up your script. All right, James, can you intro Halloween night at McCoy Stadium?
All right, so yes, we went to Halloween night at McCoy Stadium.
That's redundant.
In August. Yes, it was great fun. We got to interview a bunch of different people there, and so take a look. All right, here's James here at McCoy Stadium for PawSox Halloween night. I'm here with Erin, who works with the Providence Ghost Tours. Hi, Erin.
Hello.
So tell me about the Ghost Tour. Where does it start? What time do you usually start it? And is it every day or every night?
Sure, the Providence Ghost Tour leaves Prospect Terrace Park in Providence every night. Right now we're running at 8 o'clock, but I believe at the beginning of September we start at 7 o'clock. That's something you could check on the website, which is providenceghosttour.com. And we go on an hour-and-a-half walking tour. We visit a lot of the incredible historical buildings in Providence, and we talk about some of the hauntings and get some incredible photographs.
And how many people do you usually have in a tour group?
It really varies. When we get busy, we'll max out at around 35 people on a tour. But right now, in general, our nights are about 15 to 20 people. It's a really nice tour.
Great. And so how long has this been going on now in Providence?
Well, I have been a tour guide for 6 years. This is my 6th year. However, I think they've been going for 8 or 9 years. One of my college friends actually is one of the co-founders, Courtney Edge. She was one of the 2 founders, and it's always been a passion of hers. So, yeah.
That's great. So, for all our viewers in other states and stuff, if you're coming to Providence, you can take the Providence walking tour. The ghost tour, and check out all the ghostly stories. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
All right, on to the next.
We are at Halloween night at McCoy Stadium. This is a lot of fun. We're with Joe from the Atlantic Paranormal Society. Hello, Joe.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Now, how'd you get invited to this shindig?
My friend Dustin Parry, who works here, was on Ghost Hunters, and Ghost Hunters International spread the word, and then I got contacted by Cookie, yeah. And he was like, will you come by and set your table up and have your group there? So, yeah, here I am.
Okay, now, for those of you who don't know anything about this organization, when were you founded? When did you start?
Oh, gosh. Jason founded the Atlantic Paranormal Society, I think, back in 1990 something. You know, it's been a long time.
Right. Okay. And how did you get involved in this?
You know, believe it or not, I worked at a local computer store, a national chain, and they used to come in and buy equipment for me, and that's how I met them. One thing led to another, and then he asked me to do the show Ghost Hunters, and then the Ghost Hunters International.
Nice. All right. So you're all over TV and all this good
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
What's it like working for like Sci-Fi Channel and so forth?
It's really crazy. You know, they call you at the last minute, send emails, and say, "All right, next week you're going to Europe." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So you kind of pack and you go out for 5 or 10 weeks, come back home for like a week and a half, and then you go back out. It's crazy.
Now, I'm sure you've been asked this question before. What's the scariest job that you ever did on the show so far?
Oh gosh, for Ghost Hunters International, we were in Denmark, Castle Dragsloam, where Mary Queen of Scots' husband was buried and died, and then I was bitten. Left teeth marks on my arm.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
teeth
my.
marks. It's crazy.
You still got scars?
No. But we took pictures, took video, and like, all right, we
All
just
right.
go back down and do it again.
Because I got scars from a special needs kid that bit me years ago, but they're still there.
Wow, that's crazy.
Okay, and what's in the future? Can you give us a little hint about any upcoming episodes?
No, unfortunately you can't. But
all right.
Ghost Hunters is currently filming their season 11.
Okay.
And
That was my next question. How many seasons you into now?
Yeah, they're in season 11 now. It's crazy, yeah. And then I travel the country doing paranormal events where you get to meet and greet the fans and then do a mini ghost hunt at the same time.
Now, are you still headquartered in Warwick, Rhode Island? Right on West Shore Road. My buddy Jay over there with the blue shirt in the middle, he lives like right around the corner from there.
Right across from the fire station.
Now, is anybody still there?
Yeah, the crew's there sometimes when they're not filming, and then sometimes when they come back, they have little cards and flowers and gifts at the door. So it's pretty cool. A lot of the fans come by and take pictures.
Now, are the cards and flowers from real people? Or?
Real people, real fans of the
You
show.
don't have like ghosts leaving little candy on your
They
doorstep.
follow you, but not to the office.
All right. Thank you very much for talking to us. And we're going to go around and talk to other people and have a grand old time.
If you're down in the area, come down and see it.
All right. Thanks. Good.
Cool. Take care.
Thanks a lot. Okay. Let's see what else is going on.
Simply go to geico.com/.
All right. We are with Steve Perry, who's the one of the organizers of Rhode Island Comic Con. And when's it coming this year?
November 2nd and 3rd this year.
Okay. And it's over at the Rhode Island Convention Center.
Yes, it is.
And this is the second year that you do this.
Correct.
All right. Now, tell us some of the guest stars that are going to be there this year.
This year we have Billy D. Williams coming in, Danny Glover, Nichelle Nichols. We have the entire Power Rangers cast coming in, a reunion, the entire original Batman cast, Adam West, Burt Ward, Yvonne Craig, Julie Newmar. Huge guest list, about 5 times the size of last year.
The Batman thing is going to be cool because I grew up in the 60s with the original that Batman show, so it's going to be really neat to see them.
Definitely.
Okay, what about, you have some wrestlers coming also?
Yes, we have Kevin Nash coming in, Jimmy Superfly Snuka. Quite a good array of wrestlers coming in as well.
Okay, good. And how long is it going to run? It's going to run for 2 days, right?
2 days. It's November 2nd and 3rd, 10 to 7 on Saturday, 10 to 5 on Sunday.
All right, sounds good. What about some of the vehicles that are going to be there this year?
The vehicles. We have a great array of vehicles coming in. We have the 66 Batmobile, the Bat Bike, the 89 Batmobile, the DeLorean from Back to the Future, the General Lee, Kit from Knight Rider, the Ecto from Ghostbusters, the biggest car list in the area.
Sounds good. All right, Rhode Island Science Fiction Club is going to have a table there.
Yes.
And Sci-Fi Journal will be there taping segments also. So we're really looking forward because we've been waiting for so long for Rhode Island to finally get our own convention, you know. Now, what inspired you to start it in Rhode Island in the first place?
Well, I'm originally from the area, and I've been going to conventions all over the world for years. And I said, you know, we need this type of show here.
Yep.
And I wanted to bring it to the area, and we did great the first year. We broke tons of records coming right out, and right now we're the biggest show in New England outside of New York.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. It really is. All right, so Rhode Island Comic Con in November. We're going to be there. We want you to be there too. All these guys are going to be there as well. All right, Stephen, thank you very much.
Great to see you.
Okay, thanks.
All right, so now, thanks for watching that. That's some great stuff happening at McCoy.
Yep, that was a lot of fun.
Check out the PawSox, they're doing really well. All right, so now we're going off to Game Over with Calvin.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
I know it's game over, but you also know that most of you who have been watching the show for a while, that a lot of times I'll delve into home video and like upcoming like major releases. And with the window of time getting smaller and smaller between theatrical releases and home video releases,
right?
As we speak now, most of the early summer hits are already available on home video.
Yeah, it's like Doctor Who's Falling Angels. Don't blink.
Or
they're gone.
if you're into like the digital medium, you can actually download these movies like 3 weeks before it's even out on home video.
Right.
I mean, I'm telling you, as soon as it starts to drop off in the theater, boom.
Well, Verizon gets their movies like 3 or 4 weeks before it even goes out on.
Verizon, Apple, iTunes, Amazon, things like that. Well, anyways, as some of you may or may not know, I get most of my information for home video from Bill Hunt's wonderful website. You should go check it out, called thedigitalbits.com. And something came up before the release of one of my favorite movies of the year, which definitely bears mentioning, and we had talked a little bit about this.
Right.
Available right now is the wonderful, awesome, totally epic movie, if only a year or two late, Star Trek Into Darkness.
Yep.
If you haven't seen it and you're a fan of the 2008-2009 J.J. Abrams film, you should see this one. It has a lot of twists in it. Some of it's predictable, some of it isn't, but it's definitely a worthy movie to see and to own. And that's where the controversy comes in.
Here we go. Now,
normally you would have, sometimes you would have exclusive like retailers, they would have like exclusive versions. And in most cases it would be like, okay, it might have like a steelbook cover, or there might be like a little toy put in there. But for the most part, the movies and the extras that were in there would be all the same. Well, some genius at Paramount decided that...
I would not call him a genius.
Well,
okay.
I was being sarcastic.
I know.
So some genius over at Paramount decided, why don't we help out our retailer partners? And I got this great idea. We'll split the extras in between all of these different copies for these different people. So what I basically mean is, Walmart has their own version of Star Trek with a couple of extras, meaning, like production stills or featurettes, that sort of thing.
Right.
So Walmart has their own version. Target has their own version with stuff that's on there that you can't get on the Walmart version.
Right.
Best Buy has their own version with stuff that you can't get on either one of those. Amazon has their own version that you can't get on any of the aforementioned ones. Oh, and they have, director's commentary, which J.J. Abrams, when he does commentaries, are actually some of the better ones out there.
Right.
The only place you can get that, you actually have to buy the copy from iTunes, and then you have to get that as like an extra download. So to get just this film with all of the extras that were going to hopefully be readily made available for like all the stuff, you're talking well over $100.
Yep.
Now, extras aren't exactly for everybody. A lot of people are just happy, putting the thing in and watching a movie as is.
Right.
But for the people who are really into film, this is a big deal. Moving on, the Pinball Arcade. I can't speak enough about how much I like the Pinball Arcade.
Yep.
Now, this is a program that's been available for all sorts of spiffy things, and what it does, it's a digital game that you can download for Android or iOS, or they have a PC Steam version coming out now, and it takes real-world pinball tables and digitizes them so you can play them on your tablets or your Xbox or whatever. They just had a successful Kickstarter for Terminator 2, which is a first for a pinball machine in a lot of ways. It was like the first to use like a digital display. It was the first to use like a cannon. It was that you could use to shoot the ball out to play. It's a really fun table, and I can't explain enough just how much I am back into pinball. So, anyways, Haunted House, which is the first pinball machine to use 3 distinct levels.
Yep.
Will be coming out for this soon.
Nice.
And we'll have a review of that at some point. That's all I got.
Good.
It's Toob News with Marc.
That's me. All right, Toob News, here we go.
Yay.
It's October, so what, of course, we have to talk about? The Walking Dead.
Yay.
Walking Dead premieres Sunday, October 13th, 2013, 9 p.m. on AMC. The 16-episode season will air in 2 parts, with season 4, with the first 8 hours kicking off in October, and then returning in early 2014 with the final 8 episodes. So they'll do like they did before. We get the first bunch, and then next February we'll get the rest. And of course, we have to talk about Doctor Who, the 50th anniversary special.
Who?
Exactly. The anniversary episode has a title. It's called The Day of the Doctor. And it will unite the show's outgoing star Matt Smith with his predecessor David Tennant, alongside companions Jenna Coleman and the returning Billie Piper. John Hurt will star as the Dark Doctor in the 75-minute episode, which will air on November 23rd. And there are even more recent rumors that the 5th Doctor, Peter Davison, will have a short role in it, and there might be some others, former Doctors, showing up as well.
Let's hope so.
All right, Haven Season 4 on Sci-Fi. The 3rd season of this Stephen King-based show ended with a huge cliffhanger. Audrey sacrificed herself to save the town, but she didn't stop the supernatural troubles from afflicting the townspeople. Season 4, Audrey is back, but she's not Audrey anymore, and there's a mysterious visitor in the town who may have an agenda of his own. And Haven airs Fridays at 10 p.m. on the Sci-Fi Channel. Fangasm is a show that airs Tuesdays at 10 on the Sci-Fi Channel. It started on September 24th. It's a 6-part docuseries that celebrates the incredibly unique fangirl and fanboy culture. The show follows 7 pop culture-obsessed fans whose passions range from comic books and collectibles to science fiction and fantasy, living together in a Los Angeles apartment complex and working together at Stan Lee's Kamikaze Expo. They're doing this volunteer type thing. The reason they're doing this is because the 7 must compete for an opportunity to work within Stan Lee's organization. I watched the first teaser clip of this thing. They have these guys all outside in their backyard checking out the new hot tub and stuff, and they've got this outdoor grill, and it took them like 10 minutes to figure out how to turn on the stupid grill. It's the same people who do the Jersey Shore series, the same producers of that series. They're doing this Fangasm. So I'm kind of thinking it might try to bring out the worst part of sci-fi fans and fantasy fans, like making fun of them.
I'll tell you right now, it's not going to bring out the worst. It's scripting the worst.
Yeah.
It's probably not even real stuff.
Right.
You know, who takes 10 minutes to figure out how to figure out a grill?
Yeah.
You'd be surprised.
Be surprised.
There are. I'm
I'm
afraid there's some young people who really have no clue about how to deal with things. But there's others who are smart enough to figure it out in a couple seconds.
When the clip I watched, eventually they did. Took them a while, but they did. Right. You know? And then finally, Futurama finishes 13-season run, Comedy Central. Did you watch it, the finale?
No.
It was fun. They'll probably pop up again. They're always showing reruns of that one, but that was a sweet way to end the series. All right, and that's all I have this month for Toob News.
I have been talking for literally months about wanting to get up to this. What I've heard is this wonderful place just over the line in Massachusetts, from Massachusetts into a small town called Pelham, New Hampshire, called the Pinball.
Am I glad we finally got up there?
The Pinball Wizard Arcade.
Just man wouldn't
shut up. Shut up. Yeah. This is the person over here who's making comments, and he's the one who wants to go back the most outside of myself.
I got extra coins. Yes.
Anyways, we were finally able to make it up late this summer, back in August, to the Pinball Wizard Arcade up in Pelham, New Hampshire.
Yep.
And in a word, astounding. We had an awesome time. It's a wonderful place.
Are you dribbling?
You need to go see it.
Jay has a drinking problem.
Jay is just on a roll today. Anyways.
That explains my sesame seed buns. But anyway.
We had a really good time, and see for yourselves. Check out this clip.
So after months and months and months and months of me talking about this place and wanting to get up here, we are finally, towards the end of summer, up in Pelham, New Hampshire at the Pinball Wizard Arcade, which is the 3rd largest arcade on the planet Earth.
Yeah, and we're Rhode Islanders. We never go anywhere.
So this is well known for the quality and quantity of games they have here. Well over 100 pinball machines, well over 100 classic and new arcade machines. A lot of stuff for everybody. So let's go inside and take a look and have some fun. And we are speaking with the owner of this wonderful establishment, Sarah St. John. How you doing?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
Pinball has really had something of a renaissance over the past couple of years with Jersey Jack Pinball coming out with the Wizard of Oz and Stern. But it's really difficult where we are in Rhode Island. There's not many places to play pinball. And when I heard about this place, I really wanted to come up. And this is just an incredible place that you have. What made you decide to open up an arcade specifically with pinball in mind?
Well, one of the things is I'm a huge collector. I've been collecting since 1980, so I've been doing it for quite a while, both on the repair side and collecting side. So my collection has amassed between locations with having a route and having friends over at the house and just renting out a room. So I figured I'd share it with people. This is my personal collection, and I want to have everybody play it.
I have to admit, one of my geek moments was going onto the website when I heard about this place and I found out that you had Bonsai Run, which is one of the games, which actually the game that really got me into pinball. So I was all psyched to come up afterwards and to do this. What amazes me about this collection is that it's in such pristine places and such excellent condition. You really, really take care of machines because, you know, you go to most places now, movie theaters and whatnot, and the flippers aren't working and whatnot. And a lot of these are collectors' quality, and you got some rare machines here. Any favorites that you have?
Actually, Circus Voltaire is my favorite. I hold the world record in it, so I tend to enjoy that. I love Addams Family, Tales of Arabian Nights. So I'm a very Bally Williams fan.
Yeah, the Bally Williams stuff, especially from the late 80s, early 90s, the System 11 games are really, really nice.
Although Jersey Jack is starting to sway me towards Jersey Jack Pinball, so I love the Wizard of Oz too, so that's a phenomenal game.
Yeah, unfortunately, as of this moment, the Wizard of Oz is not working, but I will have a short video so you have an idea of what it plays like. And the next time I come up here and we do a showcase thing, hopefully it'll be working so you can see me fail at it in action. How long has the arcade been open? And you have a really good reputation. A lot of people from New England, and basically this is one of the biggest pinball places on the East Coast.
That's correct. And, yeah, I have been open over 2.5 years, going on 3 years in January. So very proud of that. We're doing very well here, and the machines are all, you know, we try to keep them in top notch. I've got a couple of great techs, myself also included, and we just enjoy, you know, making sure everything's working so whenever you come you have a great experience.
And it's not just, while it's primarily pinball here, they also have a ton of classic video games. There's some redemption games. There's also air hockey. There's some pool tables. So it's something for a little bit for everybody. Do you have any upcoming special events or anything you want to talk about?
We're going to be having our 3rd annual pinball tournament next year. So look out for that. It's going to be something quite large, very Papa standard. Yep.
Cool. Well, all right, we're going to go take a look at some of the tables, and maybe we can get Sarah to showcase some of her pinball wizard skills on one of them. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You are looking at a rare pinball table. It's actually a pinball redemption hybrid, and you're probably not going to see this anywhere anytime soon on like a home screen like the Pinball Arcade or whatnot because of the different licenses. But this is Super Mario Brothers Mushroom World, and what makes this unique is it's a pinball table, but it's designed for kids, and it's also a redemption table, so you can get tickets for playing it. You know, the better you do, the more tickets you earn that you can trade in for various prizes. So if you have younger kids who you might want to try to get into pinball, this is a good start. All right, let's go check out some other games. Okay, so we're in the redemption section of the Pinball Wizard Arcade. Like I said, you can tell that there's something here for everybody. So if you have little kids, you know, I mean, there's a ticket booth where you can trade in your tickets to get prizes, just kind of like Dave & Buster's and, you know, your local arcades and stuff. And they got a mixture of older and new redemption games. You got Willy Wonka over here. There's Deal or No Deal. You got the Challenger. And you know, you got some of the hit the ball in the hole type games. So it's really, really cool. So we're going to showcase some other stuff. All right, now in the late 70s, early 80s, pinball tables went from being EMs or electromechanical to SS or solid state machines. The solid states machines basically had a computer chip that helped regulate the rule sets and the lighting and whatnot, and it made the machines much more efficient, and they were able to have a lot more in the way of gameplay, deeper play, more things to do. And you're looking at two classics right here. On the left you have Embryon, which is a Bali wide table. The difference being from a wide table from a standard table is that the table itself is a little bit wider. And next to that you have 8-Ball Deluxe. It's going to probably be one of the future tables for the Pinball Arcade. It's a pool-based theme, but it's also a lot of fun. You got a lot of targets you're going to shoot for. And the great thing about pinball is it takes skill. It's a lot harder than it looks to play and to do well, but even beginners can have a lot of fun. And we got more awesome pinball tables to show, so let's go take a look. All right, just to think that we're not just talking about pinball, this is the newest addition in the video game realm to the Pinball Wizard Arcade. It's Pac-Man. Okay, I know what you're saying. Pac-Man's been around for like ever, but this is different. This is 4-player versus head-to-head Pac-Man, Pac-Man Battle Royale. And so you're going to have up to 4 players, and each of you basically have a different colored Pac-Man, and the premise of the game is just what it says. You're going to go and attack each other, try to eat each other, and win the game. It looks like it's a lot of fun. I personally have never played it, but I guarantee you that before this day is out, I will get one of the other cohorts to play it because I feel like eating somebody. All right, we got more tables to look at, so let's go take a look.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, and we split that into 2 parts. So next month we'll show some more footage from that. Good. All right, let's move on to the wonderful world of anime and other stuff that we like to call Anime Daisuki. Take it away, James.
Couple conventions that happened right here in Providence in August. Necronomicon over at the Biltmore. Our own Adam Tuchman was there, and I shot a little bit of stuff with him and some footage over there. So please check this out, and then we'll go on to some more stuff.
Welcome, victims, friends, to the Necronomicon being held here in Providence this August. Hi. And as I had mentioned in our previous broadcast, Necronomicon is currently going on August 23rd through the 25th. And we're at the Biltmore Hotel, but it's also spread out among several venues. Yesterday was Thursday, and they had the opening address at the First Baptist Church by a guy named Joshi, who's a Lovecraft academic who teaches at the university, has written several books about Lovecraft and had edited several collections. I went to the 3 art shows. The art show isn't in this hotel. It's spread over 3 different venues, one at Rizdik's, one at some sort of art club across the street from the church, and the other one at a J restaurant down on Broadway. And they were pretty good. And our own Bob Eagleton has 2 paintings in the exhibit. And today I went to some panel discussions. I went to the Dale's Room, and there are other venues where they're showing movies. And I'm dressed up like this because there's a ball and they want you to come in costume. Some people will be coming period costume. Other costume have no idea what we'll be dressed as. We have all sorts of entities. But this isn't like a regular science fiction convention where you see people walking the hallways dressed up. I mean, they have their Miskatonic t-shirts and other things, but they're not really in full costumes. It's also not like a steampunk convention in that way too. And this is the second day. It lasts till Sunday, and we have plenty of activities going on. And there's also a special water fire event this Friday geared to the Lovecraft convention.
All right, so the next thing, the same weekend in Providence was RKO Con. Different Rocky Horror casts from around the country came to Providence to have a lot of fun, participate in a bunch of films, that they do, like Rocky Horror, the Rocky Horror sequel, Shock Treatment, which I had not seen before, and it was really kind of bizarre, but it was really cool.
Once More with
They
Feeling
did
from
Repo, the
Buffy.
Genetic Opera. Yeah, Thursday night, Mark and I were at Dave and Buster's. So here's a bunch of footage and a little thing I did with Amanda over at RKO. Hey, it's James here for Sci-Fi Journal at the Roxy Lupo's Friday of RKO Con. I'm here checking it out, and we had a great time Thursday night with all the events. And here's an interview with Amanda from RKO Army. Right, so Amanda, tell me how the weekend is going for RKO Con.
This weekend so far is going amazing. I mean, it's only Friday, and we've checked in or sold over 350 tickets to the convention, both day passes and weekend passes, and it is amazing. We have people from all areas of New England, we have people from the West Coast, Mid-Country, we have people here from Israel and Germany who have flown in specifically for this con. It is awesome. And we started yesterday, which is Thursday, 22nd of August, with a great opening night at Dave & Buster's, which was fantastic. Got to meet a lot of awesome people. And so far, everything is just amazing. Like, everybody's been really receptive. We've gotten people off the street who don't even know that we're here, have come in and bought tickets for the weekend, and so far it's just incredible.
I know it kind of moves around each year. They have different conventions, right?
We've been working on this for at least 2 years now. So about 2011 at the SinsCon in Los Angeles, we were asked, when are you guys going to throw a con? When are you going to throw a con? So we finally caved, and we said, okay, we're going to throw a con. So this year's the first time in 38 years that we were actually brought our Rocky National Convention here to New England, which is amazing. Next year, 2014, it's already been announced that they're going to have the National Conference in Chicago. We were asked, and here we are, we're here to deliver.
Right, so what are some of the things you have happening this weekend?
Well, aside from the great opening party we had, which was a really good time at Dave & Buster's, the 23rd, which is this evening, is going to be Rocky's little known sequel/equal, which is Shock Treatment. Tomorrow, on Saturday the 24th, we're going to do our full all-star cast of Rocky Horror at night, which is about 10 o'clock at night. However, we're also going to do Repo the Genetic Opera with a full shadow cast, with an all-star cast as well, and we've taken a little heat for it because I know there are some people in the Rocky community who say, oh, Repo is so awful, it's a horrible movie, why are you shadow casting Repo at a Rocky convention? But at the same time, there is a demand for it. And it's a great demand, so because we've had such a great demand for it, we're going to deliver. So we're going to do, all in all, we're going to do 5 shows in 3 days. Because at Dave & Buster's, we did 2 shows from Joss Whedon. We did Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the musical episode, and we did Dr. Horrible sing-along vlog, which everybody loves and enjoys. And now we're going to do Shock Treatment, we're going to do Repo, and of course our all-star Rocky cast on Saturday night, which we are very much looking forward to. It's going to be amazing.
Great. You guys have a great repertoire of performance things you can do. What's coming up in like October or November?
October is our huge season, busy season because of Halloween. So everybody likes to come out and watch Rocky Horror at Halloween. We usually get some of our largest crowds of the year. We're all over the place, and usually on Halloween night we've re-established a good tradition where we actually perform Rocky live with a shadowcast at the University of Rhode Island Kingston campus. We've been doing that for the past couple of years, and we're excited to go back. They've asked us back for a few shows, which we are very excited to do. And our normal runs, hopefully, I'm hoping, we're keeping our fingers crossed, we can get a show in Lincoln, Rhode Island, at Cinema World in Lincoln, Rhode Island. And of course, our normal shows at the Foxborough Orpheum Theater. You can check out our website. It's www.rkoarmy.com. And as our dates start to fill up, it will be on our homepage. You can come check us out. November 1st through the 3rd, we are anticipated, because we haven't gotten a schedule yet, we are anticipated to return to Rhode Island Comic Con that weekend and perform. We were asked last year to do all of the shows that I mentioned, including episodes of Serenity or Firefly. Yeah. But now our cast has done Serenity, the movie, and we're very much looking forward to that, hoping maybe, who knows, maybe we can do a full episode of Serenity at Rhode Island Comic Con. I know my cast will be looking forward to it as well.
Me too. Thank you very much, Amanda.
Anytime.
So, RKO Con, right here at the Lupo's on the Friday night of RKO Con. They're doing shock treatment right now. It's been a great weekend so far. Hopefully the rest of it will go smoothly, and we'll see more from RKO in the future. Next, one of a couple authors have passed away recently. One of them is A.C. Crispin, Anne Crispin. She has written several Star Trek novels and a bunch of other stuff. We mourn her passing.
Probably the best Star Trek novel,
right?
Standalone novel, Yesterday's Sun,
Yeah.
and that I read that years ago. I wish I wrote that.
83 came out in 83.
Yep.
Yeah. And she was able to let her fans know, and thank them and wish them goodbye just before she passed away from cancer. The next author that passed away is Frederik Pohl. He's been around since the 40s and 50s. He's
A
part
pillar
of the golden
of science
age
fiction.
science fiction. A couple of his novels, Man Plus and the Gateway, were both Nebula Award winners or Hugo nominated, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll see some of those later in Toys, Props, and other stuff.
You can't say you've read science fiction unless you've read some of Fred Pohl.
Yes.
So
his novels are great. And that's it I have for my segment.
Okay, sounds good. All right. Now, let's move on to toys, props, and other stuff. Oh, that was a good one.
You like that?
Where we talked about the wonderful world of collectibles. That's why I sit here. And we talks about them. So camera people, whenever you're ready, point to something and we will talk about it.
All right, so here are some Frederik Pohl novels that I brought with me today.
Yep.
On the right is Undersea Fleet, story of Jim Eden, and there's 3 of those there.
You know, James, I totally forgot that he had co-written those books because I have those books.
Right, with Jack Williamson.
Yep.
Jack Williamson and have several collaborations.
Yep.
There's others with C.M. Kornbluth that Frederik Pohl wrote, like the Space Merchants.
Right.
And then
As you
there's
can-
also Beyond the Farthest Star and A Wall Around the World. That's another Jack Williamson collaboration with Frederik Pohl about a thing called Cuckoo. It's a giant Dyson sphere that kind of enters the galaxy, and this group of people go and investigate, and there's all kinds of aliens there and things like that. There's the Heechee novels that starts with Gateway. Gateway was an asteroid that I guess was abandoned by the Heechee, and they left behind a bunch of different spaceships.
So if you're going to start with any Frederik Pohl, would you start with Gateway or Man Plus?
Gateway would be one if you want a series.
The first one to start.
That really lasts a long time, into all kinds of stuff about the Heechee.
Yeah, and that'd probably be easier to find than some of the others. I
Yeah,
imagine.
because it is very popular. It's been in several printings.
Okay.
And the sequels to it after that are really great too. I mean, nothing matches those.
All right.
But Man Plus is another one that's really great. It's an attempt to see if we can colonize Mars, but in order to do so, instead of just sending a human there to try to survive, they alter the human in a cybernetic way,
Right.
so that he actually has been designed to be on Mars. His body and his lung capacity and all that kind of stuff's been altered so that he can survive on Mars, and it's trying to see if we can survive. If we can't survive on Earth, maybe we'll find a way to go there. So
Okay.
that's Man Plus.
What else we got?
Over there we have the Lego Lord of the Rings video game for Xbox
For the
360.
Xbox 360, I finally getting around to playing it, and
Yeah,
it is
it must be a lot of fun.
Sure. One of the things that I really like about the 360, and they're the ones that came out with it first, is the whole thing with achievements.
Yep.
And so I just finished the storyline mode, and now I'm into like free play. And one of the achievements popped up, and I just started laughing because it was funny. And it says, "One does not simply." And the achievement is walk into Mordor.
Oh.
And it's silly, but that's the whole purpose of the Lego games. They're silly, but they're fun. They're easy to play. It's a family-oriented game.
Right.
And they stay true to the source material while throwing some fun stuff in.
Right.
there.
Okay.
And I think the characters talk now too, right?
Yes.
Which in the early Lego games they didn't, but now that
And
they
it's
do,
it's actual voices or voice actors, but I mean they take the
still
stuff. Yeah,
even more.
it's them.
Cool. All right.
hilarious.
And
There's the box set there for Red Dwarf.
yep, BBC series.
Yep. Which I think might even have a new season coming.
I believe it does. Yeah,
so
it's being
new
remade.
Red Dwarf coming, if you
Okay.
like that.
And Jay, what do you got next to that? The Star Wars?
That is a Star Wars figure that you can get only in Disneyland and Disney World at the Star Tours ride.
Nice.
It's Mickey as an X-Wing pilot. Mickey is Luke, basically, in
That's
his
cute.
X-Wing pilot uniform.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot more Disney Star Wars crossovers in the next few years, I suppose. All right, what else we got? We have more books. Here we go. We've got Man Plus that we mentioned.
Right, Gateway.
Yep.
A.C. Crispin's Yesterday's
Sun.
The Time for Yesterday.
Yep.
And then Yesterday's Sun at the end there.
Yep, which is this one right here.
Right there, yep.
Yep.
And it goes back to Yesterday's Sun is about that episode where Spock is like way back in the past on this planet and meets Zarabeth.
Right.
Right.
And then they end up having a son because of
Right.
it. And then Time for Yesterday was, she wrote that 5 years later. They have to go use the Guardian of Forever. Something's going wrong with time, so they have to go back and visit Spock's son again and do that. Okay.
Yeah, and then on the very left there is a cup, coffee mug there with one of Marianne Plumridge's paintings on it.
Yes, called Bird Dog.
Yep, I like that series.
Yeah, she has
little
some
robot
great,
dude.
Great little
Good.
paintings there with the.
Yep.
Fabulous artist.
And next to that is a little figurine of Captain Kirk.
Speaking of Star Trek,
Speaking of Star
that
Trek.
is the Amazon.com version of the Blu-ray Star Trek Into Darkness.
Buy one copy and screw the rest. Okay.
But it's still it's a very good movie.
Yeah,
It's
it
definitely
is.
worth seeing. In the middle there is Assassin's Creed 3, again the Xbox 360 version.
Yep.
One of the things that kind of got pushed aside, as Call of Duties and other stuff kind of took my attention, but I'm finally getting around to playing it, and it is a fun game.
Is that going to be a
Our
movie?
director is probably cheering in the booth for that because he loves the Assassin's Creed series.
Is that going to be a movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and number 4 game is coming.
The number 4 Black Flag is coming out this year. I'm sure we'll talk about that.
We
Maybe
be
with the
talking-
aforementioned director.
Talking pirates.
That would be pretty cool, Ian, if you want to talk about that.
Yep.
Next to this, something to throw out. It being 2013, 20 years ago was a pioneer year, a landmark year in movie making. And Jurassic Park kind of led the way. This was really the first movie that could show what good computer graphics could do. It's a movie that holds up very well today. It
That
doesn't
just
look
blew me away when it came out.
Yep.
doesn't look dated at all, and it still looks realistic. At least a lot more so than a lot of movies that have come out afterwards with subpar CGI. So definitely worth seeing.
Nice.
And last but not least, as of yet, this is a copy of Forever Evil #1.
Yep.
Now this is DC's latest version of their super mega crossover thing, and basically, without getting into a whole lot of detail, supposedly the Justice League is dead.
Yep.
And the characters from Earth 3, the Crime Syndicate of America, Ultraman, Superwoman, blah blah blah, have jumped into the U-52 Earth and have decided to take over. And one of the first things that they have done is they captured Nightwing, beat the crap out of him, and used Wonder Woman's magic lasso to force him to reveal his identity to the world, which is what they've done. So for those of you who have been watching this show for a long time know that Nightwing is by far my favorite comic book character.
Right.
And I don't know where they're going with this, but they might be killing him, they might be doing something worse to him. The executive editor for DC Comics, Dan Didio, was supposed to kill off the character a few years ago back during the Infinite Crisis thing, but there was a big fan protest, and they saved him from that.
Right.
And it was really good because they show what they could do with the character of Dick Grayson. He became Batman for a time, and that was some of the best Batman stuff written in the past 25, 30 years. So anyways, check it out, and we shall see where they're going to go with this.
Okay. Good. And then finally, I neglected to mention, we also have we have to mention the passing of Bob Booth, who was one of the organizers of NeekCon.
Oh yeah.
who, as we tape, passed away this week. So condolences to his family as well. Okay, did you want to mention something?
No, I just got some new business cards here for the Ron Science Fiction Club and Sci-Fi Journal, and here you guys can have a bunch of them.
Oh.
So if you run into us,
which you
we'll
probably
give you a
will
card.
next month at the Rhode Island Comic Con.
We will be there. We're going to have a booth and tape some segments and everything. All right, if you want to get in touch with us, our website is www.risfc.org. You can. We also have Facebook page. If you don't watch us on Rhode Island Public Access PEG channels, you can catch us on our YouTube channel. We also just started a Twitter feed. So our Twitter address is @RISFC. If you tweet and you want to send us a message, please do so. We'll get back to you someday, okay? When we finally enter the 21st century.
Someday.
Some of us.
Some of us, all right? But let's see, what else? Next month, we're going to be at, like we mentioned, we're going to be at Rhode Island Comic Con, taping a lot of segments there. If you're in the neighborhood, please stop by and say hello.
Absolutely.
Yep,
We want to meet our fans.
That's right. And our enemies, too. In the meantime, that's going to be it for this.
No, we don't want to meet our enemies.
Oh, I forgot. Oh, sorry. That's going to be it for this October 2013 edition of Sci-Fi Journal. Thank you very much for watching and putting up with us for this last hour. And we will see you next month.